All right, I am going to share my true thoughts, my honest opinions about the WW Personal Points Program. Hi, my name is Kim and welcome to this channel, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, I am sharing with you a review of the WW Personal Points Program, which was rolled out in November 2021. I have been on the WW plan for the better part of 10 years as part of my journey to lose 100 pounds and keep it off. Now, if you are into weight loss content, what I eat in a day, grocery hauls, and just trying to figure out how to balance life and weight loss, be sure to hit that red subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and just go ahead and throw me a like. Over the course of my weight loss journey, I have followed several WW plans, and I recently rejoined Weight Watchers about a year ago, starting on the green plan, then going to the blue plan, then going to the green plan, and now I am on the WW Personal Points Plan. Now, we've all had some time to adjust to this new program, this new way of doing things, except is it really all that new? Well, in this review, I'm going to share what I think of the changes and how they've worked out for me. One of the biggest pillars of this new WW Personal Points Program is the ability to, personalize it. So you are able to choose your 0-point foods. Now, if you are completely new to Weight Watchers makes certain foods that are nutrient dense and filling 0 points. That includes vegetables, fruits, and then as you go through an assessment process, you can choose other foods that you eat most often. Some of those foods include non-fat dairy, such as non-fat plain Greek yogurt and fat-free cheese, eggs, poultry, lean poultry. Let's get it right. We're not talking like some fried chicken thighs from KFC. You can also choose legumes, corn, popcorn, avocado, potatoes, whole wheat pasta, the list goes on. And so this was like a big woo when the plan came out. And we are all excited to take this assessment and see just what our 0-point foods were. Now, at this point in the program, my 0-point foods are fruits, vegetables, eggs, poultry, fish and shellfish, non-fat dairy, and I think that's it. Now, earlier when I initially took the assessment, I also had corn and avocado. So extra. Now, that seems really exciting because foods that were once high point or felt really off limits on the WW plan when we were doing blue, green, and purple, I was now able to eat. But one of the downsides, I think, of this ability to personalize the plan to you is there's a lot of temptation to go fidget with the plan based on how you're feeling on a day, a week. And while you are tailoring it to how you eat, I also think you can be allowing yourself to manipulate the plan, which would then negatively affect your results. And so that, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, because there's been times where I don't want non-fat plain Greek yogurt as a 0-point food, or I find that I'm not eating it on a daily basis. And then I'm like, well, maybe I should just go take that off and give myself more daily points, because one of the things with the new plan, the more 0-point foods you have, the less daily points you get. Because when I initially took the assessment, I had 18 daily points. Now I have 22 with those fewer 0-point foods. Now, you can give yourself even fewer 0-point foods. So I could just do fruits and vegetables and have a ton more points. Now, that's an option, and that would be the equivalent of like the green plan if you were following Weight Watchers before. What I'm currently on is a modified version of the blue plan, which works for me because I can really boost that protein and focus on good lean protein and find ways to fill myself up throughout the day without adding points. One of the things that people who had been already following the WW plan noticed with the new rollout of personal points is that the points values did change for certain foods. I was most surprised that my beloved center cut bacon went from 1 point for 2 slices to 2 points for 2 slices. It's a small change, but little things like that can add up throughout the day, especially when you are working on a very limited points budget of say 18. And the way they kind of justify it, at least from my very unofficial, non-Weight Watcher affiliated opinion, is that you have the ability to earn back points. So you can earn additional points to quote unquote eat throughout the day by drinking 64 ounces of water and eating non-starchy vegetables. So eat a portion of broccoli at lunch, you get another point. Eat a giant salad at dinner, you can earn more points for that. But what happens when you don't like those foods? And somebody had commented on an initial video that there was going to be just kind of like this honeymoon period where you're getting in all your water, you're really focusing on those fruits and veg, you're earning all those extra points that you can, and then as you go on, it just stops being fun, or it stops being a priority, or it didn't quite become the habit that you hoped it would. And I have definitely found that to be true. Now, I am somebody who tries her best to incorporate vegetables in as many meals as possible. And I also snack regularly on fruit, although that gets you no bonus points, whatever. But the water, I was really good with water for the better part of 3 weeks. And water is a habit that I know is very important, but I do struggle with it, mostly because I like to drink coffee. And why drink cold water, especially as we head into winter, when I can drink a hot cup of coffee? And it's not just about the caffeine. I just like the hot, comforting feeling of a good cup of coffee. And my coffee, I drink black, so it's 0 points, so I'm not even worried about that. So the water has definitely fallen off the wayside. And while I was doing a lot of veggie trays in the beginning, again, you get bored. How many baby carrots can one person eat? And it's not 50 pounds, I'll tell you that. So one of the things with these 0 point foods and these new points values is there is a question about, are you eating enough calories? Because this plan was designed to encourage you to eat those extra points or earn those extra points so you can eat them. And if you're not earning them, you're not eating as many points, and that means fewer calories. There have been more times on this particular plan where I have found myself hungry at night, where I didn't find that in the previous WW Blue, WW Green plan. And I have done some tracking on MyFitnessPal, which is the calorie counting app that I have used in the past. And there were some times where I felt like maybe my calories were too low. Now, dangerously, no, probably not. I definitely always eat at least 1,500 calories a day. Now, 1,500 calories a day might be enough for you depending on your weight, your age, your activity level. For me, I definitely do better with the exercise and definitely like to eat more high point food. So again, finding that balance is hard. And so I have found that I probably need to be at least at 1,600 to 1,750 to lose weight in a healthy way, or at least maintain my weight and not feel like I'm gonna stab somebody. So when we're kind of reviewing the plan, I think it can be really challenging for somebody who is not gonna incorporate those leafy green vegetables, or I mean tomatoes aren't leafy or green, and they do earn you a bonus point, but you really have to be on it to earn those extra points so you're hitting your daily calories, and you have to be eating those 0 point foods. So I could easily eat more calories throughout the day if I was incorporating non-fat plain Greek yogurt at least once a day, because that's 100 calories right there and tons of good protein. But again, sometimes you just get bored and you don't want to eat plain Greek yogurt, or try to make a yogurt parfait because it is cold in Indiana. One of the advantages of this new WW Personal Points program, as I feel like I've just dumped on it, is that I have noticed that they have kind of balanced out or reconciled how they award activity points. In the previous program, I really took issue that they gave way too many points for certain activities or steps. I currently wear a Garmin Forerunner 935 multi-sport watch. This is a watch that I can track my swims, my bikes, walking, running, hiking, whatever you would like to do. It's great for me because I enjoy, to an extent, or I say that I do, like triathlon. So this is the best watch for me. And so my Garmin is connected to the WW app. So anytime I complete an activity, it goes straight to the WW app. And then the WW app awards me activity points. Now, previously, I would get like 18 points for a 45-minute run. Now, maybe that's an exaggeration, but not far off. Where this kind of new plan, it's much more in line, so that if you felt like you needed to eat your activity points, you could. Now, one of my questions when you are doing the app only, and I will be like full disclosure, I don't think there's like a lot of encouragement to explore some of the communities or other features with the app if you're using the app only. And there's a lack of guidance when it comes to using things like Fit Points. And so I would really ask Weight Watchers to give you some direction or guidance. Like, we're giving you these points, yes, eat them. We're giving you these points, eat them if you need them. We're giving you these points to encourage you to earn more, but we don't think you're gonna need them. You know what I mean? Like weeklies, you get them, you eat them, you live your life. I feel like the Fit Points, there's just such a gray area. And again, everybody finds what works for them within the plan. And that's really one of the great things is like, regardless of the new personal points plan versus old WW, is you get to make it work for you. So if you found that eating all of your weeklies in one day was a way that works, great. Or maybe you gave yourself 3 one day, or spread it out throughout the week, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, that works for you, great. And that's typically how I do it. I spread my weeklies out instead of doing like a huge splurge. Now, what Weight Watchers did with the personal points plan was unrolled it in the United States and I believe the United Kingdom in November. Now, Australia, New Zealand, and people who were beta testing it had access to the plan before the rest of us. Now, just to kind of like remind you, because I think I've said it's cold in Indiana once or twice, but I live in Northeast Indiana in the United States. And so I got access to the plan in November. And while I understand that maybe WW wanted to do that ahead of the new year to feel like the plan was established so they can market it to people who want to start a health journey at the new year, and I think that's great. Like, I started my health journey partially as a New Year's resolution, so no hate, no shade, whatever like the word is. I'm old. I'm not old. I'm 40. So I'm not as cool as my kids remind me often. But I think it was just like a misstep because it's really hard to get in a groove starting in November. Now, Americans have Thanksgiving, and then you're just thrown right into the holidays. And I have seen in the comments in other videos where people have struggled with a new plan. And I don't think like WW set us up to like really get the most out of it because we're all trying to like get through the holidays. Now, I think there are ways to live healthy throughout the holidays. When I initially lost the last part of my weight on my 100-pound weight loss journey, I lost weight throughout the holidays. But I think trying to learn a new plan when there are outside factors affecting your stress level and just your daily routine was just really hard. And I vote thumbs down. Now, with some kind of like thumbs down or questions about how WW did the new plan, I'll be honest, like I still love WW. And why? Because it's all about balance and living a healthy lifestyle. So even if I'm not tracking around the holidays or giving myself a little more grace, I can still follow the tenets of the plan, follow those pillars to maintain my health and not go off the deep end. I am reaffirming good habits, getting in those fruits, getting in those vegetables, focusing on lean protein, focusing on moving my body, and doing it from like a holistic perspective that isn't just focused on cutting stuff out. Because what I think one of the advantages of adding more 0 point foods is you don't feel like you're taking things away. You feel like you get to add more things in. And so it's my choice whether I want to add more corn into the mix, which is really not great for my stomach. But I want to add more guacamole. Woo! And I think that WW takes away some of the neuroticism that I can have with calorie counting. And it also encourages you to choose really good foods, because calorie counting is not just calories in, calories out, in my opinion. It's putting good foods in your body. It's doing it in a sustainable way. And I just don't think you always get that with other plans. And honestly, like, WW worked for me, and it's always gonna be like that success for me. Now, it might not work for everybody. Some people might struggle to count points, but it's a lot easier to count to 22 or 21 than it is to like 1480. Or it's a lot easier to understand that this is 0 points because it's lean protein than to try to worry about macros, for me. Now, for you, if you are into counting macros, that's great, but it's not for me. And it also allows me to still eat things that I love, or focus on flavors that I love and get creative. It really forces me, I shouldn't say force because that makes it sound bad. It encourages me to get in the kitchen, figure out what I love about certain dishes, and make them at home. You know, it encourages me to love what I'm doing and, you know, improve myself. It has a little bit to do with the scale, obviously, but it's more about just creating sustainable change. I think there are ways to improve the WW personal points plan, but I think it really can come from a user interface or a user perspective, making the plan work for you and just making the adjustments that you can. And I really encourage you to give it your best go and really embrace the plan, embrace Weight Watchers and the pillars on which it was built, and that's to try to live your best healthy life. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you hit that red button down below and turned on your notifications. And until next time, do something you love.